It's the trilogy of the oldest rivalry in sports. It is the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And the total is 44 and a half. And we've been talking about it all show, all week. The Packers have been a slight favorite. They remain a slight favorite. Green Bay, 1.5 point favorite. We've got two, if not three, massive Bears fans here on the show. My co-host, Brad Evans, our producer, Brandon Combs, our video producer, Mike Montgomery. And then in our NFL playoff bracket challenge, which we will get to in just a little bit, if you haven't joined it yet, you should do so. I got the Green Bay Packers winning the whole damn thing. I said it back in March. I reiterated it in the summer. I got the Packers winning the Super Bowl. I feel like I'm in the Bears den. I was going to say the Lions den, but I'm in the Bears den, if you will, right now, surrounded by Bears fans. Combs is already threatening to make an intro, tearing me apart if the Bears win this game. Brad, I'll let you get the first word here on this game. Your confidence level, how you feel going into this one. Ben Johnson's first playoff game as a head coach, Caleb Williams' first playoff game against the most hated team that you know as a Bears fan. I mean, this is your livelihood's at stake this weekend.
Yeah, look, I'm going to try to temper the hubris slightly here. I'm about a 7.5 out of 10. Now, Brando's going to be like, boo, boo, you coward, Team Huevos, definitely Team Raisins, you wimp. Because he's like, he's having on a 10 out of 10 scale. He's like 15 out of 10 right now. I'm telling you, he is. I mean, he's swelling with confidence, overflowing with confidence right now. And the Bears are going to come out and absolutely wall up their arch nemesis. Green Bay's a damn good team. I think the biggest issue for the Packers is really on the back end defensively. That's where they have entirely crumbled here down the stretch, and largely because of the loss of Micah Parsons, really masked some of those inadequacies and inefficiencies, throughout the entire season. And you look at Green Bay, statistically speaking, they're number 27 in dropback EPA defense over the last 7 weeks entering the postseason. So, I know the wins could play a factor in this one, but last I checked, we were talking with Mark Harmer from CSGO earlier on the show. Caleb Williams just throws rockets, the lasers out there, ultra tight spirals that cut through the wind. He's got like a vintage Nolan Ryan velo with that exit velocity off the arm. And so he's going to be able to cut through the winds, no matter if there's a crosswind, whether he's with the wind, whether he's going against the wind, in which they are going to likely be out of the west around 15 to 20 miles sustained. That means consistent for those folks that do not understand basic English, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. So I'm not really overly worried about the weather impacts. Again, the people that are trying to generate clicks and eyeballs on social media. Snow game. Oh my God, snow game. Yeah, you might see like 2 flakes fly through the sky, and that's about it. They've reduced the chance of snow to just 40% for the game. And even if it does snow, it's not really going to accumulate. If at best, you might have a light dusting, and it'll probably largely melt. May even start as a light rain in the game with some of the warm air advection. Oh, fancy weather terms, Evans. That could be at play in, say, the first quarter or so of that contest. But I'm hoping the Bears come out and they win the takeaways battle. That's why I set that line with Mark Harmon over under 1.5. He mentioned it. The Bears are 9-0 this season when they generate 2 or more turnovers in a game. They are the league leader in takeaways. So if they are, again, opportunistic in that area, I think the Bears going to win this sucker, but it's going to be a tough road to hoe because it sounds like Josh Jacobs is healthy. And if we get the version that went for over 80 yards in the first match between these two teams, he gets like 20 or so carries. That could be a difference maker for Chicago, given their issues defensively. So, Pat, I'm just going to flat out say it. I'm going to be drunk by kickoff because this thing is not even going to snap until 7 o'clock Central Time. The tequila is going to be flowing at Casa de Evans. I got a fine bottle of Casa Noble right now on the shelf. Añejo, mi amigos. I buy the aged stuff because it tastes so good. The vanilla notes. Oh, So it's going to be flowing all day long. I prepare the liver. I prepare the mind. I'm going to plop down. 4-letter words are surely going to be flying from my mouth, my wife's mouth, My kids told me today they're not going to dare watch the game with their dad. They're going to their friends, and they're going to throw down and party and watch a game there. So it's going to be on. Even my corpulent Norfolk Terrier, Kirby the Gambler, is going to be quite vocal watching the game. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, but the Bears just get the takeaways, win that battle, and Caleb Williams inflict harm vertically, and I think they advance.
What's your dog's name? Corby?
Kirby the Gambler, and he is a fat Norfolk Terrier. I mean, he's portly.
Yeah. So is Kirby, if he's fat, if your words, he's fat. Is he the kind of dog where you start getting amped up over Bears games? Does he run and hide, or is he just like, dad's screaming again?
No. He runs at the television and starts barking in anger like I am. It's quite hilarious. He literally
models
does that,
you,
folks. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, so he mimics you. He sees your energy rise, and he gets right there with you. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
before I get to my, before I get into the X's and O's of things here, can you imagine being a Bears fan that has only seen, one playoff appearance in the last 10 years here, and thinking that the way that broadcast media and TV consumption has gone over the last couple of years, you imagine how many 50, 60, 70-year-old Bears fans there are that probably have said to themselves over the last couple of years, well, I'll never watch Thursday night football because, it doesn't matter. The Bears aren't going to be, and I'm not going to have to worry about this Amazon Prime. And here you are tomorrow night, arguably the best game of the entire weekend, and it's Saturday night on Amazon freaking Prime. I still can't believe the NFL threw a bone to Amazon and Bezos giving them this game, but here we are. Yeah. So for anybody that has been holding out, no time to hold out anymore. Although I do believe if you're in the Chicago area, you'll probably get it on one of the local, Fox probably, right? I can't imagine you can't play this on Fox in the local markets.
Over the air or something like that. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a way. If not, just go to a local watering hole. It's going to be a beautiful night in the Windy City. Just belly up to the bar and watch on somebody else's dime.
Yeah, Brandon's saying NBC. So I guess maybe my argument was moot. But maybe if you're a transplant, if you're a Bears fan that lives on the East Coast or lives on the West Coast, anywhere that's not Chicago or Green Bay, then yeah, you don't have Amazon Prime. You better get it now. Look, in terms of how this game, I think the first half is going to be massive. And I know that Combs and, you're pretty confident. But I know that most Bears fans, if you're down 10-3 at half, you're going to say to yourself, no problem. We've been here all year. We've been down. We've got 6 comeback wins in the final 2 minutes already this season. This team thrives in discomfort. They thrive in survival mode. They thrive in comeback mode. But I will say this. Here is the last 3 first halves for the Chicago Bears, including that game at Soldier Field against the Packers. They've been outscored 47-21. They've run 66 fewer plays. They've lost the time of possession battle by over 10 minutes, and they are 2 for 12 on third downs. You can only they're like a cat. I know they're the Chicago Bears. You might as well call them the Chicago Cats because they've basically had 9 lives this year, Brad. Like, you get down in the first half again. It can't be as simple as, oh, this team's come back. We'll do it again, because on top of that now, there's playoff pressure. This is something Caleb Williams has never experienced. This is something, albeit they've been the 7 seed the last 3 years. Jordan Love's been in the playoffs 3 years in a row, destroyed the Cowboys in his first playoff game. He knows what it takes in these moments. Matt LaFleur knows what it takes in these moments. And yes, Ben Johnson, of course, was in the playoffs with the Lions calling the plays, but this is his first one now as the head coach. So first half, I think it's going to be very telling. I do not think it's going to be, oh, Bears are down 7, Bears are down 10, no problem, here comes another comeback. I think if the Packers are up a score or by 10 at the halftime, I think they put them away for good this time. Because I agree with you. You mentioned it. He has said it this week. Josh Jacobs says this is the best he has felt in weeks. I think this is a big game coming tomorrow night from Josh Jacobs. As high as I am on Jordan Love, I think Matt LaFleur knows and wants to run the ball, to a fault at times. They've got to run the ball effectively, and they have to be the ones that dominate time of possession. Chicago's had a real tough time stopping the run. I think that is ultimately the X factor. We talked to Mark Carman. I asked him what he's more concerned about. I think the Packers win this game. It's because Josh Jacobs runs for over 100 yards. And so, in terms of my best bets, you guys have heard it from me all week. Packers on the money line at minus 125. And I'll go Josh Jacobs just to get into the end zone. Anytime touchdown, probably the best price you'll get on it all season. Minus 135 on BetMGM for Josh Jacobs to score a tutty.
Yeah, there it is. Fair down. Oh, yeah, there you go. Trying to give a fair shake. No bias baked into BetMGM tonight at all. There you go, America. Look, I like the Josh Jacobs call, to be honest. I think that's an excellent point of view. I think he does find the end zone as well. I mean, the Bears are going to shut him out, so let's be realistic. I think ultimately this game is going to finish. I got Chicago 24-20. So, shiver me timbers. And Captain Hook's going to come into play on the total. Just go wondering. The Bears will end up winning this thing. Love at the plus 105 on the money line. My two favorite bets outside of that, Caleb Williams over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He did this not once, but twice in the two matchups prior against the Green Bay Packers. And in Green Bay, number 27 to pass EPAD since week 10. And then my second favorite wager, SGP, Pat, Bears plus 3.5. Give a little cushion to avoid any pushing on that outline. And I'll match that with Colson Loveland over 3.5 receptions at plus 170. Loveland split right down the middle, had 4 receptions in one game against Green Bay earlier this season, 3 the other. He's got 16 catches his last couple of games. I know Roma Dunze's got to be back. I know Luther Burden's role is growing, but Loveland has been primo. He has been spectacular. He's going to be a dirty worker over the middle of the field from beginning to end in this one. So again, Chicago plus 3.5, Loveland over 3.5 receptions plus 170. Absolutely love that SGP.
Yeah, those are decent picks. Look, and you mentioned your score prediction 24-20, right? You have it, Bears winning this game?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we get some points. I think these are two teams that don't have much of a pass rush, especially without Micah Parsons now. And although both of the first two meetings were pretty defensive-minded, like you said, I think a lot of people are overreacting to the weather report. I think the Bears have had trouble stopping the run or the pass for most of the season, and the Packers are top 5 in pass rush or pass block win rate. Bears don't have much of a pass rush, and vice versa. Now without Micah Parsons, the Packers' pass rush has been non-existent the last couple of weeks. Derrick Henry and the Ravens ran all over them. Last week, basically throw it out the window. They didn't even play anybody against Minnesota, but the numbers weren't pretty, obviously. And that second half against the Bears, Caleb was able to get out of the pocket, extend all these plays. Like, he's going to have an opportunity to do that again. So to me, this comes down to the Bears receivers with Roma Dunze coming back now and healthy, or about as healthy as he can be. DJ Moore, Luther Burden, like Jade Walker, who played a big role while Roma's been out. And then your guy, Colston Loveland. I love that play, the over 3.5 catches. I mean, he has been a huge target for Caleb here. But then also at the same time, if they could put together the same type of model that Baltimore did, where Derrick Henry just destroyed them, Manungai, and DeAndre Swift running the heck out of the ball. There's a lot of options here. And I think there's another thing that you got to think about. Ben Johnson, the ultimate trick play artist. Do we see a trick play early on to maybe get Chicago going because they've sputtered in the first half of these games recently? I'll give you a prediction here. They try a trick play, and it goes terribly wrong, and it results in a turnover. And that gives the Packers the jolt they need early on. And the last question I'll say here about this game, Brad, the last thing I'll say, our producer, Brandon Combs, put in the rundown. Will Pat Boyle get a Bears tattoo if the Bears win the Super Bowl like he predicts? Sure. You got a deal. Game on. I will get it. I will get a tattoo. I'll get a tattoo, whatever Combs wants to do.
Brandon, where it's
going
to go, Pat?
I'll put it on probably on my ass, so nobody sees it.
Okay.
But Brandon, you can draw up this puppy however you want. Whatever tattoo you want to get for me to put on my body, I will do it if the Bears win the Super Bowl. You have yourself a show bet here on BetMGM tonight. How do you like that?
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Do it live on the air if we can. I'll get a tattoo artist pull up right next to me here. You guys see my cheeks? That's probably not legal, but we'll do the next best thing.
This isn't going to be no Mario Heron tattoo either. You're actually going to get this damn thing done.
Yeah, I'm not a little,
pipsqueak
sissy like Mario who chickened out of it. I will get the tattoo if the Bears win the Super Bowl. That's a guarantee. Guarantee.
Love it.
We've got some phone calls that want to weigh in about the coaching carousel and a potential Matt LaFleur destination if the Packers lose this game, because that is a potential scenario. I think that is actually going to happen. If Packers lose tomorrow and I'm wrong, I think LaFleur is going to get fired.